It's the Jim and Terry Show. It is the Jim. Jim is here.
I am
the
here,
hot seat.
folks. I am here. Let the banners fly and the people scream. Feast your eyes on me. It's too good to be true, but I'm back.
Well, you know, we did have a comment in your absence that said, someone who is listening, we make a good team.
Hey, baby. Well, I just want to say, in my absence, I did tap into your shows and stuff. I think you did a great job. You're very, very professional, and I know I'm really not, but I am the not professional on this side.
We are doing our own, what do we call it, our own reaction video
Mother
live.
always liked you best. Mother always liked you
We're always
best.
interacting with each other and responding to each other, and that's what a team does. So we have our reaction videos, but they're live, and I'm reacting to you, you're reacting to me, and we're reacting to something else that we've either read, seen, heard, have you heard, which is our tagline for our show.
Yeah, and early in the morning, because I just don't believe in sleeping. It wasn't that early in the morning. I was listening to Stay Spiritual, which is James and Justin's.
You can
online.
find them below. They are linked in our.
They're linked in our.
Yep. If you go below our list of videos, you see them.
Very interesting, very entertaining show. And they had a follow-on this morning. Adam, what was his name? No.
John Adams.
John Adams. In spiritual mysticism, Christian mysticism. I didn't get to hear all the show, but what I did hear, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I could say yes to a lot of the things that he was saying. And one of the things that he said that caught my attention, and I liked it. I haven't investigated. That's up to you all the time, Terry. Me, I don't investigate. Pretty well take things the way they are. He said about the canonization of the scriptures and the Gnostic scriptures, how the Gnostic scriptures were not forbidden to be read, that the forefathers were trying to send out among the churches sound doctrine to just get you started. But the other books you could read, they had them available. It was a real reading society, apparently.
Now, what Jim is speaking about are the extra-biblical or non-canonical books, the ones that were written around the same time as the ones we now associate with the canon of the Bible, but they didn't make it into the editor's cut.
Well, it dawned on me, this is where I came from, so... you know, I've got many stories of God's intervention in my life, but one that really stuck out was between my brother Bobby and me, and I won't bore you with the story right now, everybody, but we totally believe 100,000% it was God's intervention into our lives. I say all that to say, I don't know how much that would lead anybody or be able to teach anybody into the ways of Christianity. So I think when they put the scriptures together to be sent out, certain books they thought would just clutter the scene. They even said at one time there was a book where it starts off with a woman bathing, and there's the whole story behind the bathing is the church cleansing, being cleansed, prepared for
we are the bride.
We
of
are
Christ,
the bride.
So we are going through the
but
ritual
they couldn't
cleansing.
see it translating very well when they sent that out. So they said, well, people still have those books they can read, but we're going to put together what we think will help people in their Christian walk.
Okay, so what you're saying is there was no banned book at the very beginning.
No book
These
burning.
were all contemporaneous stories and narratives, but some were accepted into the canon and some were not.
Yeah, for I think honorable reasons. I'll put it the way this Mr. Adams here said
Adams,
it.
yeah.
John Adams said it. He said there was no book burning. Now, that may have changed later, Terry.
It did change.
Well, okay, but I'm saying at that time he was saying, and he studied it, and it made me understand because of my own stories, how my own stories aren't necessarily all they're going to do is bring up questions and arguments. You know, so why would I include my story if I'm trying to tell somebody about Jesus Christ? That could all come later or in another book or another reading. And I said to you, I may actually put it down, maybe sit down with my brother Bobby, because we vividly both remember it to everything. All these years later, it was that impact. Anyways, I only say it for that reason that, to me, I always thought that the Gnostic Gospels were just flat out banned. They probably are now. Matter of fact, I think they are. but in the beginning they were not. It was all honorable, the way in which it was sent out just to teach people about Christianity.
Yeah, I'd like to do some research into that because I'm not sure about the honorable stuff to do with the transmission of anything. To me, it's a council of old wise guys at Nicaea or one of the other church councils where the canon was decided, where people did have not altruistic reasons for choosing what they chose. So I'm not sure. I got to do some more research on that one.
Okay, where I would go first with that, if I was you, is listen to the boys' podcast. Stay spiritual. Listen to that podcast with John Adams about mysticism, Christianity, and mysticism. Look at that show and see where he gets. I think he'll be able to give you. He names a number of books where you can do research. So. And then start from there, because for the briefness of the show, it made me feel better. I kind of understood why certain things might be left out. It just makes sense.
Yeah, I think you are hoping for the best in the transmission of ideas, especially when you want to say that it was Jesus-focused, the Christ-focused.
That's the way I am.
I'm not sure about that. So in some ways, I have your problem, which is I don't have necessarily an optimistic view of humanity. Mm-hmm. Where there is the ability to corrupt, it will be corrupted. Where there is the ability to screw up, it will be screwed up. Where there is malcontent, malintention, there will be malcontent. And this is not a political podcast. This is talking about Christian. What's the title?
Well,
Christian Mysticism, Enlightenment, or something. I forget. Well, Enlightened Christian Mysticism is the title.
As I was telling you last night, I mean, you talk about corruption.
You mean this morning?
No, as I was talking to someone last night, and I talked to you today. Yeah. Sorry. You're right in hearing how you heard it. My brain just said it backwards. The question came up from someone who's not a believer: is how come so many evangelicals are supporting that guy, Trump? And I said, I don't know, really, to tell you the truth.
But
and
you went beyond that this morning. You said it is not possible because lies and truth are incompatible.
That's right. But I said what I said, and I thought it was good. We left it where it was.
Yeah.
I said all that to say, you can see how corruption can whittle its way in, where now you're believing a lie. As a Christian, a known lie, you should not digest that in any way, shape, or form as something you're going to support. It's a lie, and Christ has made it clear. He hates a lie. He says that in Revelation. Those who love a lie, and I think we know of some people that love a lie, they're not going to be included in the New Jerusalem. There's a list of different things, and one of them, those who love a lie, because Christ claimed to be the truth.
I deny the naughty or nice list. So I'm not sure whether you're Jehovah's Witness or a Christian apocalyptic personality. I think these are all variations on the same theme, which is fear God, hate sin, you're a sinner, I hate you. And that's where we're at in today's society.
Even Jesus loved the sinners, so that's not exactly right. But what you said is basically true. I do fear God, reverence, if you like the word better. I reverence God. If I believe who he is and read Colossians, this Christ is unbelievable. So I do have a reverence for Christ and for the Almighty. I have a reverence for that. I hate sin. I don't hate the sinner. And I hate the sin that I do. And I'm glad I've got a Redeemer. We're turning into a gospel show.
There are some, what do we call this? Some Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude?
Yeah, German term for simply saying we delight in the misery of others. when we see, whether it's Trump on trial and going ballistic and irate and all that stuff, we delight in the misery of others. I got to say, I was a little delighted in that stuff, but I don't want to delight in problems in people's lives caused by believing stuff that I'm not sure why you're entertaining that thought. And in Christianity, there's a lot of stuff that's believed that's leading to these places. And you said the word fear. You say the word reverence. I like that reverence more than fear. but fear seems to be the place in the evangelical Christian community, whether it's in the United States or Alberta, Saskatchewan. We can talk about the NDP winning in Manitoba and celebrate some progressive policies coming in.
You can.
and Indigenous people. That'll be another podcast. But let's focus on a couple of things here. One, you were encouraged when you saw this enlightened Christian mystic explain some of the Gnostic literature from, I'm going to say, 1st or 2nd century. And this are contemporaneous. That means written at the same time. Well, the earliest one we have is probably a lifetime after Jesus. 40, 50, 60 years is somewhere where they think the earliest date can be pegged. So at the same time these were being distributed, you're also having the letters of other traditions being distributed. And you're saying that wasn't a bad thing. It was just different.
Yeah, I don't. That's how I felt. I mean, you may do all kinds of research, and I go, oh crap, yeah, what a bunch of jerks, kept all that out of the Gospels. It made sense just to my soul at that particular time, and I thought of my own stories, how it wouldn't advance the gospel. It would just make people question my sanity.
Right. So my question would be, what is the gospel that some church council of fathers of the early church decided that these letters advanced the message, those letters did not? What was the criteria?
I don't think it was as cynical as that. As I said about the description.
I would like to say clinical, not cynical.
Okay.
Clinical meaning, what were the measurable things?
Well, again, number one, it's like I say to you, here's a book on math. I want you to read this book. There's all kinds of books over there on math, but I think this is the 101 on math or whatever. You read this. That's what I'm hoping really happened, is we need to nail this down, because don't forget, Old and New Scriptures are what? How many pages? 12,000 pages?
You mean the Bible?
Yeah, whatever it is.
Whatever the edition is.
It's huge.
66 books.
Yeah, it's huge. So that's what I'm thinking anyways. I'm hoping that.
You're an optimist, my friend. It's
well, maybe if I listen to the rest of their show, maybe I'll find out something different.
Well, I'm going to have to stay tuned. Stay spiritual. That's a plug for Jim's kids and their quest for showing the variety of pathways to enlightenment.
Yeah, they do good. It's a good show.
Good show. All right. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.